You'll have to forgive me, I'm not used to doing this with one of these on my head, so. It is my pleasure to have this opportunity to speak with all of you this afternoon on behalf of the Graduating Emerging Leaders Spring Class of 2011. To my fellow classmates, I am so grateful that you have given me this opportunity to represent each of you and to speak on behalf of your hard work and accomplishments. On a personal note, I feel humbled, honored, and slightly terrified, but I hope I can serve you well as I attempt to wrap up our experiences from the last 12 weeks in about 5 minutes. For all of those here who have supported us through this journey, that would include all of you who aren't wearing the Mickey Mouse graduation caps, I imagine it's hard for most of you to fully comprehend what our experience was like in the Emerging Leaders program. Even for those of you who are alumni of the program or had a hand in the experience, each Emerging Leader journey differs from the last. It is a unique shared journey for each Emerging Leader class and a very personal passage for each one of us as individuals. But with today's commencement ceremony, I think it's safe to say that all of our separate journeys converge as one. In speaking about our journey, I will share with you some great insight that was shared with me by my ops manager and friend, Dwayne Dyke. In looking at all the ways we define a cast member's job position, the growth from an hourly cast member to a salaried cast member and beyond, and the hierarchy that is built into any organization. In its simplest terms, as cast members together, we're all just co-journeyers on our way to a destination. I add to this notion that as leaders, we all just happen to be holding the map or driving the vehicle towards that destination. And expanding on this idea of being a co-journeyer, you can picture, if you will, all of us just as we see our guests that come here and packed with their cars to take that much anticipated trip to Disneyland. Along the way, there may be little snafus as we try to get this family safely to our next destination. And as the holder of the map, or the driver of that vehicle, whichever you prefer, there will always be little distractions and conflicts from the back seat, as well as the occasional inquiry, are we there yet? But no matter the challenges, we're still a family, and we're all trying to get to the same destination. We as the leaders just happen to be the ones who have the privilege of doing our best to chart out the course and to recalculate the course when necessary to get our family back on track. And family is another great way of thinking of all of those that are sitting next to you in this room. While going through the Emerging Leader experience, we as a class had the privilege of walking into different lines of business to see how our neighbors' areas and job responsibilities compare to our own assignments. And though the work being done may be very different, the trinkets that were hung on the walls or laid out on the desk, the bulletin boards to recognizing cast member achievements or milestones spoke to this idea that each area is very much the same. Every area fosters a sense of family. And we as Emerging Leaders have known the privilege of being part of our own family the last 12 weeks. Furthermore, I add, some of us got to face the project as a small group, an experience that I'm sure will probably bond us together forever. At the resort, we have lots of models and processes designed to help handle and care for those family units. And during the Emerging Leader program, we were introduced to these models and management tools to successfully get the family from one destination to the next. And while all of those tools are important, I think the most useful and resounding message sent through their introduction is this. When it comes to leading your cast and your area here at the Disneyland Resort, we strive to do the right thing. I ran across a quote by American scholar and author Warren Bennis. He says, leaders are people who do the right thing. Managers are people who do things right. Yes, we were part of the management internship program, and as stated before, we've been well equipped with lots of tools and tips for managing our areas. When you think of our jobs as more of a journey, and you think of your cast members as more of a family, then I think there naturally tends to be favor given to the notion that as leaders, we want to do the right thing in every situation, and we want to do the right thing for every member of our family. We want to do the right thing for the resort, realizing we've been entrusted with something very special here. I love what I've heard John Storback say when he says, we are merely stewards of the legacy and the park that Walt left in our care. We want to do the right thing by our fellow leaders, knowing that they are our comrades and co-pilots as we navigate the road to what it really means to be a leader. Remember, we can't do this alone. We want to do the right thing for our cast members because they are the gears that make this happy place work. And they are watching, as Tony said, to see how doing the right thing is exemplified by those entrusted with their care. And we want to do the right thing by our guest, because they remind us of the great responsibility we have as the keepers of Walt's dream. And let's be honest, our guests keep our gates open. Doing the right thing is so simply complex. You can call it a leadership competency or a management tool, but there is something wonderfully and basically human about doing the right thing. Actually, doing the right thing comes with challenges, as is illustrated in every great story ever told, but it encompasses and speaks to the human spirit and to a part of us that says there's still something great and beautiful to strive for in this world. When you think of doing the right thing in these terms and in that scope, it makes our jobs as leaders all the more important. We aren't just managing people or assets. We are asked or tasked with inspiring others to dig into their core and find the will to live up to their human potential. So to those of you in senior leadership here, thank you for your investment and the guidance you give as you strategically plan the route ahead. To those of you who have supported us emerging leaders through this journey, thank you for making us feel like family and for your patience as we have learned the ropes and the rules of our newfound home. To our mentors, you gave us the tools, tips, and guidance that got us here today. We cannot thank you enough for your commitment to these great responsibilities. To my fellow classmates, congratulations. You passed your driving course. It's time to grab that map, take the wheel, and start our journey to being the leaders of this very happy place. And to all of you in this room, leaders, cast members, mentors, co-journeyers, no matter what role you play in our collective journey together, remember, we work in an organization built on fostering and sustaining relationship. There's a reason that iconic statue in the hub is called Partners. Do the right thing and take care of those relationships. Take care of this family and enjoy our journey together. Thank you. Indulge us, we'd like to give you a glimpse into what our emerging journey leader has been for the last 12 weeks. As we look eagerly to the road ahead, today we pause and celebrate our arrival at today's destination. Please enjoy with us all the memories we made along the way.